The mental health community has been a challenge of a lifetime, fighting to learn, get knowledge, just to figure out what to do and where to go. It has been a gigantic battle.
I have a daughter who has PTSD, autism, ADHD, and bipolar. We had one incident where she was having a altercation argument with her sister, where she did slap her sister open-handed, but she was on the phone with her father telling him to come get her. They were at the park, she wanted to go home, was having an anxiety attack from her PTSD and stuff. And officer showed up, told her to get off the phone. She said no, so he tackled her to the ground and she ended up in the hospital.
My younger son has serious mental illness. He was first diagnosed when he was 15, and now he is 35. I find the crisis services mixed. I find that sometimes they're very good, and I find other times that they're not existent or they're insufficient. My son was in a crisis situation, and I called UPC. And I was expecting them to send out a crisis team. They did not. They sent out police officers who were not CIT training. My son ended up being terrified and ended up getting arrested. And so it was a very negative situation. He should not have been arrested. He should have been taken to a hospital.
I do feel like they don't have enough time because they're so busy. But the time that they do have with you, the couple people that I have issues with, it's the comments they make. When I'm already depressed and suicidal and struggling and it's so hard, and then for them to make comments, that could have thrown me over the edge.
My life was going downhill. I was bottoming out. I wanted to commit suicide. Well, the ambulance guy who came out said, "Is this really a suicide effort on your part or a cry for help, a waste of our time?" And I said, "Would you have been happier if you'd come in and found me dead?"
What did he say?
He said no, and then he shut up.
I'm very thankful that a few years ago when I needed a police officer, the crisis response team sent me a CIT trained officer who knew exactly how to approach my family member with respect and dignity and spoke to them, not to me. I was not the one that needed the help. Spoke to them, de-escalated the whole entire thing, and then offered the option to my family member. We can take you to jail or we can take you to get help. Which would you prefer? So if it was about just me, trust me, I wouldn't be here. But it's not about me, it's about a community. And I say unite, become one. Let's work together. That's the only way we'll solve anything, by working together.
In cases like these, we need to stop thinking about mental illness and start thinking through the implications of psychiatric disability. We also need police whose first instinct is to de-escalate tense situations whenever and however possible, and when necessary, solve confrontation with the absolute minimum amount of force.